The pressures of being a high-functioning athlete at all times while juggling also sports in school is really hard.
There's so much going through athletes' minds when they're playing sports, from the pressures from parents to the need to win, and it could all have a chain reaction.
So far, I am involved with many sports. Usually it takes up most of my time. I do basketball, volleyball, and softball. And this year I'm getting into more like the school stuff. So I do student council, I'm trying to get into that, and I'm also in a leadership class.
Injuries, emotional stress, and physical strain put student athletes at a higher level for anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. It is so difficult as a student athlete to realize when you are hurt because there's such a stigma around it, and student athletes don't get the opportunity to talk about it.
Some constant pressures I feel often is, especially in sports and being an athlete, you feel like you always have to be the best and perform your best. So I feel like I always have many pressures with doing that as well. And also, since I'm a perfectionist, I make sure to focus a lot of time and make sure everything for schoolwork is always good. And not much else. Just making sure that I'm always everywhere on time and getting everything done that I need to. Which can be a struggle sometimes because with such a time-consuming schedule, it makes it really hard to fit everything in.
For almost all student athletes, time is a massive issue. Between school, sports, and homework, there's just not enough time in the day.
On a typical game day schedule for me, I usually wake up about an hour and a half before I go to school. School starts at like 7:30, so I usually wake up probably like 6 o'clock, and then I'll make sure that I have all my school stuff first, and then I'll usually get all my sports stuff ready. I always eat breakfast because you need to fuel yourself. Then I'll go to school, and then we have 5 classes during the day. So I'll go throughout the day, making sure that I try and be the most productive I can, since I know that later I won't have as much time. After school, which ends around 3 o'clock, we'll go get ready for our game. Then of course we'll stay for JV and we'll watch them first so that we could support them and do that with them. We'll play our game and go home. Usually it's about 9:30, I would say, get home, since games usually start at like 7 o'clock. So it's very late. I'll try and do any other homework that I need to finish up because there's usually a lot of stuff, but otherwise do hygiene. And then usually I try and get to bed by like 11:30, since I don't try and stay up too late, but I always have a lot of homework and stuff to do that I have to get ready or otherwise prepare for the next day. I try and not focus on how tired I am usually, but usually by the end of the day, it's sometimes hard to get my homework done because I'm like, I've been doing it all day. Sports are always after school, and usually it's like 3 hours, especially set up and put everything away. Usually I'm very tired, but I try to always look on the bright side as well. Make sure that since I am staying up so late and doing all that stuff, that I am making a change and improving myself along the way. On top of being a 3-sport athlete, it's really hard, not only with school, but with just being on a varsity sport as well. It's really hard juggling all that because not only the pressure of doing your best and making sure that you keep your spot and live up to expectations of your coaches, it's also hard because there's a lot of pressure and about like not making mistakes.
That's a foul. Charge. We got to play some defense. Oh, we have the ball? Offense. I'm going to go find the coach at halftime. I got a couple plays I'm going to recommend to him. That's a foul.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for college students. A recent NCAA survey found the rates of mental exhaustion, anxiety, and depression in student athletes is nearly 2 times higher than before the pandemic.
Athletes really are under so much pressure And they grind every single day. They're up at 6 a.m., they're going to practice. They follow that with classes.
Teachers always say that mistakes are always learning opportunities, except when you get into a game, you make a mistake and they pull you out. So I think sometimes it's hard for many athletes in like high school because they're afraid that they're gonna say something wrong or make a mistake, and they think that their whole reputation is built around them being perfect and living up to their highest capability. And I think it's sometimes hard it's a struggle dealing with that because you think that everyone is judging you, and you think that everyone expects you to function on a high level at every moment. And I think, especially being on a varsity sport, is hard because there's so many other people who are trying just as hard as you, so you need to work for your spot, and it's really demanding physically and mentally because when you make a mistake, you'll get down on yourself, and that's the whole part of trying to stay positive, and many people look forward to having a positive person. So I know even when looking down on yourself, you always try and be positive and look forward to that next play.